Welcome to this morning's Yin class. Our theme today will be centering the mind and breath and allowing the breath to center us. We'll start in a comfortable seat with the eyes closed. Make sure the spine is straight. The spaciousness through the front of the chest. A gentle lift up and out through the crown of the head. Relax the jaw and the shoulders away from the ears. Hands are in either Chin Mudra, Jnana Mudra, palms face down or gently placed in the lap. Tune into the subtle flow of the breath, observing the state of the natural breath as it is right now. I invite you now to cultivate the Ujjayi breath in the pit of the throat. The Ujjayi breath is a subtle constriction of the glottis in the throat to make the sound of the ocean, or as though you are putting your ear to a seashell and listening to that sound. The Ujjayi breath is done with the mouth closed, and only you should be able to hear it. As you gently encourage the Ujjayi breath, enjoy the feeling of the ebb and flow, the sound, and the motion of the breath moving in and out of the body. With each breath, allow it to spontaneously lengthen and deepen. No force required. Just a nurturing of that nourishing sound in the pit of your throat. Throughout the class, you can use this breath to center your mind, bringing all awareness back to the breath and the sensations in the body to allow yourself to come into the present moment. Keep the eyes closed or open them just slightly to move into our first asana. That is Paschimottanasana, the forward fold. Sitting with the legs stretched out in front of you down the length of the mat. You may like a cushion or a bolster here. Pull the flesh back away from the sit bones. The feet are hip distance apart, and relax through the feet and ankles. Take an inhalation and rise the arms up overhead. Lengthen the spine and lift up through the heart. Start to fold forward, hinging from the hips, draping the chest towards the thighs and reaching the fingertips beyond the toes. A gentle bend in the knee to soften the back body. And then drape the hands along the floor, round through the spine. Tuck the chin to the chest. And find your way into stillness for our first posture. If stillness means that you'll use a prop, like a cushion or a bolster, something to rest the head on, that's okay. Go ahead and use it now. Resting with the palms face upward to release the sense of touch. Close your eyes and turn your gaze inward to the breath. Begin to cultivate that beautiful ujjayi breath, allowing the soothing sound to center you in this moment. And now send your breath to the point or area of sensation. Use the breath as a vehicle to soften the sensation, allowing a sense of release, but also creating a sense of one-pointedness and centering as we focus the breath on the sensation. If you'd like to, feel free to use the mantra So Hum. This is the natural mantra of the breath. And if you can't cultivate ujjayi, you can use this mantra with the breath. Taking an inhalation, you say mentally So. And on the exhalation, Hum. Inhaling to So. Exhaling to Hum. Breath and mantra. Fourteen more breaths. If it helps to center the mind, count backwards with a number to each breath. Breath with mantra. Finding length and depth in the breath and the posture for 7 more breaths. Make this your final breath here. And slide the hands back towards the body and gently press down as you lift up through the head, creating length in the spine, removing any props that you have. And then we roll over onto the belly, bringing the hands either side and lowering the forehead down to the floor. The feet can be hip distance apart, or if the lower back is tender, slightly wider. Our next asana is crocodile. Soften through the belly and lower back, and then lift the head off the floor. Lift through the chest, bringing the elbows onto the floor below the shoulders. We cup the hands and bring the chin to rest in the palm of the hands. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Finding a comfortable position so that the elbows can stay as your stabilizer. Consciously relaxing, softening through the face. Shift your awareness down through the throat and the neck, down the spine, moving through the lower back to rest at the tailbone. This asana is excellent for the lower back and neck, and also very meditative. So while it's not a strong posture, it allows our mind to slow down and focus on the specific thing that we're asking it to do. And in this case, we're going to center the breath up and down the spine. Position your awareness at the tip of the tailbone. And then as you inhale, shift your awareness, rising it up the spine, moving up and through the spine until it reaches the tip of the spine in between the ears and the center of the head. As you exhale, watch the breath as it descends down through the spine, moving back to arrive at the tip of the tailbone. Inhale, the breath rises from tailbone up. To the tip of the spine, in between the ears and the center of the head. And as you exhale, the breath descends from this point down the spine, back towards the tailbone. Continue to practice this, visualizing this breath moving up and down the spine with each inhalation and exhalation. Cultivating the centered breath in the spine with kindness and compassion. If the ujjayi breath naturally and spontaneously occurs, allow it to move through the spine with the breath. Breath moves up and down the spine with the sound of ujjayi or the Soham mantra. Breath. Seven more breaths here. Without trying to race to the end of this, allow the breath to hold you and support you in the present moment. Final breath here. And then we lift the head to relax the hands down to the floor, reaching the arms out over the head. Place the forehead down in Ardhvasana, reverse Shavasana. Soften through the elbows and take a few moments here to rest, allowing the neck, the whole spine to recalibrate to its natural length. And then slide the hands back beside the body. We come now into a gecko posture. Stretch both hands out by the sides in a T shape. Turn the head to the left. Then roll onto the outside of the right hip, stacking both legs on top of each other with a knife edge on the bottom foot, pressing into the floor. The head is turned to the side, looking out towards the left fingertips. Bend the left elbow, bringing the hand onto the floor to stabilize yourself, and then lift the left leg, top leg up, bend through the knee, and then step the foot behind the opposite knee, grounding it into the floor. Should feel a nice stretch through the back and the shoulder. On your next inhalation, reach the left arm up to the sky, and then turn the palm and gently bring it behind you to try and reach for the opposite hand. Though our goal is not to touch the hands, just to create a contraction of the shoulder blades and a more intense opening of the heart space. If this is too much, you can keep the arm lifted and the fingertips in line with the shoulder, or alternatively with the fingertips on the floor. Choose your position, finding a way into stillness by becoming aware of that beautiful Ujjayi breath. Or the natural sound, the whispering sound of so as you inhale and hum as you exhale. Sound of the breath. Seven more breaths. Beautiful. Your next inhalation, bring the foot back, stacked on top of the other, and roll the body back onto the belly, slowly and gently. Bring forehead to the floor. Bring hands back beside the body. And then slide the left knee up towards the shoulder, keeping the right leg straight. Stack the hands on top of each other and shift the left elbow towards the left knee. Rest the head in the hands and find a comfortable position where you can rest, relaxing through the shoulder. Feel a nice opening through the groin. A gentle bend in the side body. We're here for a few more breaths. And then lift the head, returning the spine straight, and slide the leg back down next to the other. We move to the opposite side. In our gecko posture, stretch the arms out in a T shape. Roll the body over onto the left hip, stacking legs on top of the other. Knife edge the bottom foot into the floor. The right hand is on the floor to create a strut for you to balance. Long through the neck. Bend the knee, lift the foot up, reaching it back behind you. Bring the foot to the floor behind and position it to create an opening through the chest. Should feel open through the chest, but then a contraction through the shoulder blades and left shoulder. Option here to reach the arm up in line with the shoulder, or pass the fingertips back towards the opposite hand, creating even more of a contraction of the shoulder blades, a deeper opening of the heart space. Wherever you are, settle into that beautiful Ujjayi breath. Listening to the natural sound of the breath. And then taking the breath to the sensation to ease and soften the area. Remember, the breath is our guide. The mind wanders off on a thought. Gently and kindly bring it back to the breath. breath into the sensation. Final breath here. And then slowly rolling back onto the belly, taking your time to allow the body to readjust as it comes out of this intense position. And then slide the right knee up towards the right shoulder. Stack the hands and then walk. Slide the right elbow towards the right knee, resting the head on the hands. Gentle side bend and also opening of the groin. Rest here. Few more breaths. And then lift the head up. Return the spine straight and the hands back. Slide the leg down the floor, away from the body so that you are in one long line once again. And now we come up onto hands and knees to prepare for our pigeon posture. Now there are two options for this. You can do this on the back, as in thread the needle, if your knees are sensitive, or if your knees are okay, we're going to step the right foot forward, bringing the right knee towards the right wrist, and then try to make that shin parallel as much as possible with the short edge of the mat by wriggling the ankle towards the wrist. So the closer the heel is to the left hip, the less intense it will be. Find your position where you can square the hips. We don't want to rock onto one side, but to evenly balance the weight across the pelvis. Stretch that back leg away from you, creating length. And then we start to lower the hands forward onto the ground, bringing forearms down. So there are a number of stages you can rest in here. Wherever you are, you need to flex the foot to protect the ankle and knee. If you want to stay here with the chin and chest lifted, feel free. And it's nice to position the palms together in Namaste Mudra. And this will nourish the nerve endings which trace back to the heart. And of course, if you can keep both hips balanced, moving towards the floor evenly, you can walk the hands forward, bringing chest and forehead down towards the floor. Reach the arms forward if you'd like, with the palms upward, or with the hands stacked, forehead resting on them. The sensation will reside in the outside of the hip. Try to keep centering the weight balanced evenly across the hips. Come to the Ujjayi breath now. If this is too much, Take a look at the position that I'll take whilst everybody else can continue in their pigeon. This is your option. Foot stays flexed, knee pushing away. Cultivating that beautiful ujjayi breath. The soft purring, the sound of the ocean in the pit of the throat, washing over you, washing over the sensation and soothing it. Keep coming back to the breath. The breath. Take your final breath here. And then if you are lying on the floor with the belly down, lift the head, lift the chest, pressing through the hands, walk them back towards the body, tuck the back toe, and then shift that front knee back, bringing it in line with the opposite. And then we come back into child's. If you are on your back, you can rest with the feet wide apart, knees touching, as though they're in a hammock. Coming back to that breath, recentering ourselves, allowing the breath to center us. Take another breath here. Then rise up onto hands and knees. And we come to the opposite side for our pigeon. Bring the left knee forward towards the left wrist and shimmy the toes towards the right. Stretch the back leg away from the body, creating length. And remember, if you'd like to go onto your back, you can stay on your back. Please do so. This is better for the knees if they're sensitive. A gentle lift through the chest. Flex the foot. And then start to lower the body down towards the floor, coming to your place of slight, it's more like an edge. So resting at that point where you can feel some sensation and you can breathe at the same time. We don't want to experience pain or extreme discomfort, just a slight tensing or sensation. Bringing palms together if you are staying on the forearms. Make sure that the hips are balanced if you would like to lower the chest and forehead down, reaching arms out or stacking them, bringing the forehead to rest. Finding that smooth and easy breath. And allowing that breath to move into the sensation. Allow its natural sound to soothe you and the sensation. Go on encouraging that velvety, beautiful breath. The breath. Final deep breaths here. And on your next inhalation, starting to release the posture wherever you are. Finding your way into that resting position, whether it be child's posture or simply lying with the knees bent, the feet on the floor, and knees rolling in to touch. If you're in Shavasana, the child's posture, slide the hands back beside the body with the palms face upward. Stay connected to the breath. And then we reach the arms forward. Wherever you are, we will meet in a tabletop position on all fours. We're coming now into our dragon. So we step the right foot forward in between the hands, bringing the heel below the knee. Cupcake the fingertips on the floor, lifting up through the palms. Slide the back leg, the back knee away from the body to feel a sensation through the left hip flexor. Heel toe the foot out to the side slightly, and then bring the hand onto the inside of the foot. Soften through the elbows and lengthen through the spine, reaching out through the crown of the head. Soften the jaw and close your eyes to pause here in low dragon for just a minute before we move deeper. So this is not your full extension just yet. Take this time now to connect with your breath and allow it to soften that sensation. The Ujjayi or mantra Soham. And then we're slowly moving deeper by lowering the forearms to the floor if this suits your body. Forearms to the floor with the palms together. Maintain some length through the neck and spine. And gently roll onto the outside of the foot to create an extra opening through the front, groin and hip. Rolling the knee outward. Eyes are closed. Breath is connected. Awareness on the breath, sending it into the sensation. Finding that point of stillness with the breath. Final breaths here. And then we roll the foot back onto the floor, bringing knee above the heel. Press down through the hands, shifting the weight back, returning the knee underneath the hip. And we sit back into child's again. Knees can be together or wide apart. Toes touch. Forehead rests the floor. arms can be stretched forward or back beside the feet. Final breath here. Lovely. Now we're going to rise the hands and knees, shifting to the opposite side. We come now to the left, bringing the heel forward between the hands. Slide the back leg away, creating a nice stretch through the right hip flexor. Walk the hand to the inside of the foot and then heel toe it slightly out to the side. Come to rest with the palms down on the floor, fingertips spread wide apart to protect the wrist. Create length in the spine by focusing awareness on the tailbone and then drawing the awareness up the spine and out of the crown of the head. Smile through the collarbones to lift the chest, opening the heart. Close your eyes and come to relax into the breath. Softening the breath around the sensation, holding it and supporting it to melt away. The breath. Now staying with the breath, lower down onto the forearms, bringing palms together, heel toe the foot out wider to the side, rolling onto the outside edge of the foot. Knee moves away from the body to create an opening through the front hip. Allow the right hip to keep sinking down, opening the hip flexor, creating lots of space for fresh oxygen to circulate through, carrying positive energy through the body without obstruction. Awareness on the breath. And the breath moves to hold, supporting the sensation. Breath to the sensation. Breath. Final breaths here. And then slowly rolling the foot back to the floor, pressing up into the hands. Shift the weight back, bringing the front foot back so we're on hands and knees once again, and then lowering the chest down to the floor. We roll onto the back to rest in Shavasana. The feet are hip distance apart or slightly wider if you please, and the toes roll out to the sides. The arms and hands are off the side of the body with the palms face upward. Lift the buttocks off the floor and tuck the tailbone under to create length through the spine, and then lower the buttocks back down to rest on the floor, supporting you below. Space between the shoulders and ears. A relaxed feeling, a relaxed look across your face with the eyes closed. Give yourself permission to completely surrender. Surrender to the breath. Surrender entirely. The breath. Ebb and flow of the natural breath. Feel the fullness of the breath circulating through your body. Enjoy the fullness of your breath moving through the entirety of your whole body, touching each and every part, bringing new life, new energy to each and every cell. A wonderful feeling of the breath telling you that you are alive. Take your final few breaths here. And of course, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you wish. I'll now close the session with a single Om. Holding onto the side. If you'll join me, eyes are closed. Bring the fingertips onto the floor either side of you and then reach them up overhead as you inhale, creating length. And as you exhale, draw the hands through the midline of the body, creating a feeling of centering. Nestle the palms in front of the chest into the heart space. We take a unifying and centering breath in all together. Namaste. Thank you for your practice and have a wonderful weekend.